there's 3 things that you must know to shift your identity. Because here's something that you probably aren't even aware of. You have a fake identity. It's just like a virus in the operating system of your computer that slows your computer down. This is a virus that has been installed by the cultural engineers of society, by our education system and institutions that have never taught you how your mind actually works and how reality is created. Now, I'm going to share with you 3 things you must know to shift your identity. My name's Jake with JakeDucey.com, wishing you an absolutely great day. If you enjoy today's video, make sure you hit the like button there or there to send it out into the YouTube universe. Give us a comment down below, and right there down below, you will see my free success hypnosis. It's pinned to the comments and in the description right there down below. It's my free success hypnosis to reprogram your subconscious mind. Make sure you hit the bell notification to get notified for future episodes. Let's dive right into this. Okay, number 1, your identity is an illusory self-construct that is reinforced purely off of unconscious habit. It's hardwired through your nervous system in neurology, wired into the cells of your brain. So it's a feedback loop that feels real, but it's not permanent or real any more than the clouds are permanent. So let's break that down. It is an illusory self-construct. All it is a record player that's been playing in your house for so long that you're starting to not be able to tell the difference between your own thoughts and the record player that's played the same song for so long that you're just singing the chorus in your head over and over and over again. It could be We All Live in a Yellow Submarine by John Lennon, or it could be The Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round. If it plays enough, it's going to start performing like a record player in your own mind. And so what has happened is that this is a feedback loop that has been hardwired through your nervous system. And we're going to get more into that in step number 2. But just realize that it's hardwired into your nervous system because every time you have a thought and a feeling, starting from the time you're just a little kid. Now, the important thing to know about this is when you are a little kid, the first 6 years of your life, your mind is in a brainwave state that is similar to hypnosis. When you are in a hypnotic state and you can be programmed to bark like a dog, they go, bark like a dog. And then you start barking like a dog. Well, that brainwave state is the same state that you're in up until the time you're about 6 years old. So think about every memory, every emotion, everything you heard, you saw, you felt. The first 6 years of your life, you didn't even have conscious control, or you couldn't exercise the part of your brain that expresses free will to start to reject certain ideas from entering into your subconscious. You had viruses installed onto your computer, but you did not have a trash bin where you could drag the files, put them in the trash bin, and hit empty trash. And so this slowly, all those feelings activate cells in the brain. Those cells in the brain, they hardwire together. So it's a feedback loop of thoughts that are reinforced from our emotions. And so they feel real. But all the emotions are a pattern plan in the nervous system in the brain that has memorized how you felt. You might feel good about yourself. You might feel terrible about yourself. You might be confident and be like, man, I'm sexy. Or you might be like, oh, I'm so ugly. Everybody hates me. The good news is wherever you fall on that scale, whether it has to do with your own self-image, whether it has to do with, I can't make money. I'm not smart enough. It's too hard. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Or, man, I'm a badass at making money and it flows to me effortlessly. So whether it's your confidence, your money, your romance, your dating, all of the ideas that you hold about yourself and your reality, that's what your self-construct is. It is a pattern of memorized thoughts and feelings that you've held for so long that they feel real because they're memorized through your nervous system, and they feel permanent, but they're not any more permanent or real than the clouds that are passing in the sky, because just like an operating system on a computer, you can uninstall the old ones and you can install new 2.0 version of yourself software to start to create the reality that you want. And it begins by recognizing everything that you've come to believe that is you, and everything that you've become to believe about how you size up in this world, what you're capable of, what you're not capable of. That is your self-construct, and it can be changed. So 2, in order to change that fake identity, the fake self-construct, and upgrade the software, install new software, delete the viruses that you thought were you because they've been playing for so long, you just have to start to think and feel in new ways. You have to think and feel greater than your past and greater than your present reality. Simple to explain, but hard to do, because how you think and feel is memorized into your nervous system and the cells of your body. How you normally feel on a neurochemical level, the range that you believe is you, your emotional range, that you feel pretty much when you wake up, you get out of bed, you kind of wake yourself up and you're back into it. Excited about the day, depressed, never that much energy, lots of energy. Wherever you fall on the scale neurochemically, that is your emotional life. That is just a pattern that can be changed if we learn to think and feel in new ways greater than our past and greater than your environment, because then you start to build new neural connections. Your nervous system, which is just a transmitter of energy, it starts to memorize a new emotional pattern, because all your emotions are your emotions, E-motion, E-motion. Emotion is energy in motion. The E stands for emotion. So emotion is energy in motion. Your emotions are nothing more than your energy in motion, and your nervous system is just a transmitter of energy, of frequency patterns of energy. Those frequency patterns are the different emotions that we feel, how we feel about ourselves, your self-confidence, your self-esteem, your self-image, whether you think you can achieve a lot, whether you think you can be financially successful, whether you think your true love is out there or not, whether you believe you're worthy of love, whether you continue to stay in crappy relationships or crappy jobs because you don't believe that you're capable of anymore. That is a memorized self-construct of feeling. That feeling controls our thinking. It's a feedback loop that controls your behavior, and this ultimately continues to create your reality. But your reality can be changed. And so to illustrate this, I just want you to visualize this now. So here's a picture right now. Kind of imagine that this is what's happening in your brain on a daily basis. You see all these little synaptic connections firing and wiring together. That starts when the time you're a baby. Remember, up to the time till 6, all of this synaptic connections that are building your neurological and neurochemistry, your identity, how you think and feel about yourself in the world, that you eventually come to know as you, but it's not you. You come to know it as you. And all of these firing and wiring that are happening are all the emotions you feel. When your parents argued, when your parents got divorced, when they argued over money, something somebody said, good or bad, times you got made fun of, times you failed, negative things adults around you said, bad things you heard on movies or news or in the media, all of these have emotional reactions. And those are subconscious emotions that activate, just like this picture, this image here of the nerve cells firing. Now, due to something called Hebb's law, Hebbs, Hebb's law says that nerve cells that fire together, wire together. So that builds all of those nerves, they actually start to wire together and they become a habitual pattern that fires and wires together, just like the roots under a forest. They hold the whole forest together and they grow over time. Well, similarly, you build a root system of neurological connections that become your self-identity. But it's not real. It's just a pattern plan. And due to neuroplasticity, new brain science, neuro meaning brain and plastic being changeable, we know that you can actually change your self-identity, your brain, your mind, your reality, your bank account, your confidence. All of that can shift. just when you start to understand how this process is working. Now, I know this video is getting long, but this is a full video, a full master course in understanding how your self-construct and identity works. If you want a quick break, instead of standing up and stretching, hit the like button right over there. I'll stretch your fingers and your brain out, and it'll send this out into the YouTube universe so more people see it. And then comment down below, I create my reality. If you haven't yet, my free success hypnosis is right there down below in the description and pinned to the comments. Now, in order to actually change that self-identity and to change your reality is through your imagination, because you have to think and feel greater than your past, which is your personality. Joe Dispenza says your personality becomes your personal reality. Your personality becomes your personal reality because your personal reality is just a mirror that reflects your own identity, your own self-construct, your own self-image, which controls how you view yourself in the world. Now, this thing can be changed through imagination because here's what John Keats, the famous poet, once said: everything now real was once imagined. Everything that's now real was once imagined because everything that is real is just a projection of an illusory self-construct identity that controls your emotions, your vibratory pattern, your consciousness, and this controls reality from your patterns and behaviors down to the subatomic level of reality, because we know from quantum physics that consciousness influences subatomic particles, and subatomic particles are sometimes observable. They're sometimes particles. Sometimes they're unobservable. They're waves, they're energy. So the subatomic reality moves through different dimensions based off of the consciousness observing it. Well, your consciousness, how you view yourself, affects reality on a subatomic level as well. Then it goes back to, can I detach my mind from my five senses and imagine something different? Can I imagine myself influencing millions of people on the internet? Can I imagine, right? That's what I had to do. I was a 19-year-old college dropout. I decided everything I knew about the world was a lie. I didn't want to be a part of it. I dropped out of college. I backpacked around the world. I wrote a book about it, Into the Wind, my 6-month journey wandering the world for life's purpose. And so no one would publish that book. Everyone said, this is your 20. This is silly. No one's going to take this book. So my reality was telling me one thing. I could have accepted that. I could have used my free will to not reject that reality that was being pressed upon me from other people's opinions and from the seemingly real results in my life, the life circumstances. Instead, I said, can I imagine myself reaching millions of people? Can I imagine myself my books translated into other languages? Can I imagine myself right next to the bookshelf next to Wayne Dyer, Dr. Wayne Dyer, one of my favorite authors? Can I imagine all these things? And I would just start detaching my five senses from this reality. And I would start to build pictures that I got emotionally involved with. The way to tell how successful you are at this is as you develop building these pictures and starting to reclaim your own imagination, getting deep enough into it where when you eventually open your eyes back up to this third dimensional reality, that your visions feel as real as this reality. Because that means that those realities, that imaginal reality, those imaginal circumstances, they were so vivid that they felt real. And remember, what is feeling? Feeling is emotion. What is emotion? It's energy in motion. If you want to change your self-construct, you have to change the way you think and feel. And if you want to change your outside reality, you have to change your self-identity by thinking and feeling greater than your current reality, greater than your life circumstances, greater than your bank account, greater than your past 5 relationships and romance, greater than your past, greater than your thoughts, greater than your feelings. So when you start to do that by detaching yourself from your five senses, connecting with yourself as an energetic and spiritual being, developing your consciousness, seeing the reality that you want to create for yourself, erasing and dragging into the trash bin all of the viruses and old emotional patterns and old subconscious belief systems that you thought were real about yourself, about the world, about what you thought you were capable of. And this is why U.S. Anderson once said that there are no limitations you do not self-impose. Or as William Blake said, once the doors of perception are cleansed, everything will appear as it is, infinite. Energy is never created or destroyed. You're living in this infinite universe. It's just that we put a very small ceiling on our own consciousness and our own spiritual powers because we've started to believe in a self-identity, a self-construct that has, in most cases, been extremely limiting. And then we've just carried that belief system out forever. But we know now from new science, neuroplasticity, real science, brain science is telling us you can change yourself and you can change your reality. So how do we do this? Let's recap here. So step number one is your identity is an illusory self-construct reinforced purely off of unconscious habit. It's hardwired through your nervous system because when you think and feel, you memorize those patterns, and it's wired into the cells of your brain. So how you think and feel is your identity, but it's really just a feedback loop that feels real. So to change it, you have to start to think and feel in new ways. That's number two. You have to think and feel in new ways. Remember the image of all those cells firing in your brain. When you think and feel different, you create a new brain, a new mind, a new self-identity, and a new reality. Then step number three is a tool to start to do it is to detach from your senses. Imagination is the key to building a new identity. You have to be able to take your consciousness and detach yourself from the stimuli and information of your five senses. Most people get so used to the feedback loop of their five senses that it is nearly impossible for them to disassociate from their physical reality and begin to imagine a new one. But remember what John Keats said, everything that is now real was once imagined. So if you want some extra tools with this, what I suggest you do is you download my free success hypnosis. It's right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's my free success hypnosis to start to reprogram your subconscious. And so what I started doing was listening to this and deliberately spending time to detach my senses from the physical world and to start to build those pictures of myself. And by the way, all those things happen. My books are on shelves next to Wayne Dyer because I ended up getting published by the #1 English publishing company in the world, Penguin Random House, giving TEDx talks, doing 500, 600, 700 high school and college speeches, traveling around North America, giving speeches, having my books translated into other languages. Here's my book right here in South Korean. Let's get it. Here it is. This is my book right here in South Korean. All I was a college dropout. All I was someone that was told no by the outside world, but I reimagined a new picture. Think about what you can do. Think about what you can achieve and start deliberately detaching yourself for 5 or 10 minutes a day. Listen to my success hypnosis. Let it play softly. Find yourself in a quiet, comfortable, relaxed spot where you could start to reimagine your bank account or your love life or your career or your emotional state of well-being and reimagine yourself as a happy, healthy, confident individual, smiling, energized, exercising, working out, being inspirational to others. Reimagine yourself. So it's right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's free. It's in the description and pinned to the comments right there down below. Smash the like button on this video to send it out into the YouTube universe so more people see it. Hit the bell notification to get notified for future episodes. Even if you subscribe, you got to double check you hit the bell notification. Otherwise, you won't get notified for new videos. Give me a comment down below that says, I create my reality. And let me know what you think of today's episode. I'm experimenting, trying all new types of content, making my content more long form and informative now rather than short and quick. So if you're enjoying this, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more of it, if there's a topic you'd like to see covered, or just let me know, hey, Jake, I'm with you. So thanks for watching this video. I know your time's very valuable to you, and there's a million other videos out there on YouTube you could have watched. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time.